Welcome back to another segment here on the Kanika Sports Show, and today we have some international breaking baseball news to share with all of you, and it involves also our team, the San Diego Padres. So double whammy. I get my favorite international baseball news combined with my current favorite team, the San Diego Padres, and I was excited for this one, Nika.
Okay.
Also, a little bit near and dear to your heart. Not exactly, but Hungary.
Oh.
The Padres have signed Márkó Morua. That's how I'm going to say his name for now. The first Hungarian ever to get a Major League Baseball contract. How cool is that?
That's fantastic. First Hungarian ever.
Ever.
Wow. And he's a kid.
He's a kid.
Okay.
Yeah, he's 16 years old. He's a catcher.
Oh, that's nice.
We're going to get into all of it. We're going to talk about who he is. He has such a fascinating baseball heritage already. I'm excited to share with you guys. We're going to talk about why he's such a coveted baseball prospect and what this means for the future of European baseball, Nika, which is exciting to me to think about.
All right.
But first, if this is your first time here and your first video with us, please do us a favor and like and subscribe to our channel. We really appreciate it, and it really helps us out. And by the way, hit that subscribe bell too, so you can keep it here for all of the latest MLB international baseball news, because that is something we do cover, and we will be definitely tapped into the World Baseball Classic next spring.
Oh, that's coming up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, Nika, who is Márkó Morua, as I'm saying it? Well, let's start it with right here with Mike Rodriguez, also known as @MikeDeportes on Twitter, also known as X.
Okay.
He is where I found this breaking news, August 24th, around noon. It said, breaking news, history for Hungary. According to my sources, this is a weird sentence, but according to my sources, reveal that Márkó Morua has officially signed with the San Diego Padres. At just 16 years old, this talented catcher makes history as the first player from Hungary to secure a professional contract in Major League Baseball. This led me to look up who's Márkó Morua, as I'm calling him. Well, I found an article on what is called Hungary Today. And this was the headline. It said, American baseball team signs first Hungarian player in MLB's history. Wow. That's amazing, Nika.
Yes, it is.
The subheadline reads, for the first time in the history of the sport, the San Diego Padres, a team in the North American Professional Baseball League, has signed a Hungarian player. The online magazine allbat.com reported on the California team's historic signing. The magazine highlighted that 16-year-old Márkó Morua plays catcher and has impressive skills. Hence, there is every hope that the team has managed to get its hands on a diamond in the rough. I don't know how true that is.
Sure.
Let's get into it. The magazine emphasized that Morua has an extremely strong arm and an innate ability to read the game exceptionally well. That's always near and dear to my heart as a catcher.
Okay.
That sounds cool. His talent has attracted the attention of more than just the Padres. Several other professional clubs have also been monitoring his development. According to the article, the current contract is just the beginning for the Hungarian baseball player in the world of professional baseball. You were about to say something.
Oh, I was just wondering whether there was more than one team, and you just answered that. So that's interesting. What were the other teams?
I don't know. But it's nice that the Padres went out on some international prospects.
Sure.
Not sure how much of a race there was for him or anything like that. Also, we should note that this is in 2026, and there will be a note later that makes note of that. But I don't know if these agreements are inked exactly yet, or if they don't become official until the January 2026 posting period. Much like we saw with Roki Sasaki last year, he was posted by his team and he had to sign by a certain date. But that's because like the international money is made available for like a short window,
right?
And you have to have these perennial agreements in place in order for them to just like kind of lock them down fast when that week happens.
So this is more of a promissory note, if you will. Kind of like that.
I would kind of guess that at the moment, but I'm not 100% sure. So, all right. Well, the article praised Morua, stressing that with the right support, the young Hungarian could be an important part of the team's future. And there's a quote up here that says, although he has much to learn and develop, his potential is undeniable. No one attributed to that quote here. Anyways, continuing on. Márkó Morua comes from a true baseball family. This is where things get really interesting, Nika. His grandfather introduced baseball to Hungary and founded the first domestic baseball association in 1990 in Óbuda, a neighborhood in Budapest. He also worked as a coach at the Óbuda Baseball Club and played a major role in the founding of the Hungarian Baseball Federation in 1992.
Wow.
So there's your big explainer there. He comes from Cuba.
Oh, wait. His grandparents came
His
from?
his grandfather came from Cuba. I read that somewhere else. It didn't say that here. So I wanted to point that out.
Okay.
And that's where obviously he learned about baseball.
Oh, yeah.
So,
And we do have a lot of Cuban baseball players.
yeah, it's really funny. We've talked about similarly, you and I, like going to European countries and introducing baseball to them, because I just don't feel like they get enough exposure to it to like it.
They don't.
But if they understood the rules, much like once you learned the rules and how the game and the strategy behind it, I think that's what makes it most interesting, right?
It does, and also allows when you introduce this kind of a sport, you want to start early. You want to start as early as possible, because the older you are, it's harder to gravitate towards it, and there's so many other distractions.
Of course.
So if you have 5-year-olds willing to learn baseball, then you have potential to come up with some new players from that country later on.
Oh, absolutely. So it's really cool too to see the game is spreading. It's a little slower than I would like. You know, I feel like baseball should have spread by now. It's been played in America for well over 150 years now.
True, but you're also competing with soccer in Europe, and that is most likely
I
the
know,
number
but
one
you
sport.
needed literally like 2 sticks and a ball to play soccer. You know, like baseball is a little bit more coordinated, but that doesn't mean it's not more interesting also.
It is interesting. Then you have to go early. You got to introduce it in school.
It's got to get ingrained into your childhood.
Right.
I get it. That's how I got it. So, all right. Let's continue the article.
Sure.
Now we're going to talk about the grandfather's son. So Márkó's father is Roberto Morua. And he is similarly committed to the sport and is currently the president of the Óbuda Brick Factory Baseball and Softball SE. I'm not sure what the SE stands for here, as well as the captain of the adult U18, U15, and Hungarian national teams. So it sounds like his dad plays as well.
It sounds
and
like
as
they
a
have
team
leagues.
captain. Yes.
And they have some leagues in there.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So good to see that baseball is alive and well across the pond, far into, is this considered Central Europe, Eastern
I think
Europe?
more Central Eastern, but it's on the southern part, so it's warm.
Okay.
It's a warm area. Yeah.
Well, that's always helpful, as we know, in spreading the game. As Roberto told MTI, that's the Hungarian newspaper article that we're reading, Márkó and his other son, Martin, so there's 2 brothers, who plays pitcher, have been playing baseball since they were little. Their talent quickly became apparent, and when Márkó was 12, they moved to Tenerife, one of the centers of European baseball.
And where is this at?
Tenerife is actually off of the northern coast of Africa. It is a territory of Spain. And
So it's an island.
it is. It's a chain of islands actually that are in the, like I said, this area. You forget that there's islands over here. I mean, like they're not talked about much, obviously, but there's quite a few little islands over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 islands, and they are called the Canaries.
Canaries Islands.
Canary
Oh.
Islands. Yeah, so this is where they actually are.
So if you want- okay, if
you've
you
probably
want
heard of the Canary
baseball.
Islands, but they are, yeah. So this is apparently a hub for European baseball. And when you look at where it's located, I mean, it's literally like on the same equator line as Florida, Cuba.
Warm. Exactly. So it's baseball and money laundering situation. Gotcha.
Exactly. And if it's a territory of Spain, you know, you can understand why there's a lot of baseball in Spain being played.
Yeah.
Especially probably in the summer. So that's probably where they go and learn and go away to. Anyways, fascinating stuff. And yeah, there's not a lot to do outside in these warm countries. So you got to play ball.
Yeah.
Play ball. Back to the article, Nika. 2 years later, after Tenerife, they moved up to the next level and were accepted into an academy in Venezuela. And then a year later after that, to the Dominican Republic. So if I'm reading this all correctly, he was 12 when they went to Tenerife, 14 when they went to Venezuela, and then 15 when he went to the Dominican Republic. He is now 16. So a year later to the Dominican Republic, where every MLB team has a base, and there are many academies for training talented players.
Every team has a base, huh?
Apparently. So
Wow.
this is where he finally probably started to get recognized by the major league scouts. Anyways, regarding the contract with the San Diego Padres, Roberto Morua revealed that Márkó will join the Padres Dominican base on January 15th and continue his career there. But it is possible that he will have to sign up to play in the MLB team's Dominican League in September, in which San Diego has made it into the top 8. Interesting. So it sounds like the Padres have some kind of Dominican League affiliate for younger players, and he might be signing up to play on that team.
Because he's 16.
Yes.
Okay.
But like I said, when you read between the lines of this, the January 15th date kind of coincides with what I was saying about international money and when he might actually sign this deal. And this might all just be a preliminary agreement.
Yeah.
I don't think that these deals fall through very often, though. Like, it's not like someone commits to another team and then pulls the rug out from underneath them.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So I think this is pretty much solidified and set in stone. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think unless he changes his mind and wants to play football.
Yeah, absolutely.
Otherwise,
yeah, hopefully not. I don't think that he's gotten exposed to football as much as baseball from his Cuban grandfather and father now. Anyways, really cool story and kind of a cool connection to the game, right? Like, your grandfather is like considered the founder of baseball in Hungary, or at least, you know, like bringing the game to them.
Sure.
That's really cool.
But also shows that there's an interest in the game, and his grandson had ability and also wanted to play baseball.
Yeah, I
Not
think if
every
you
kid
show
wants
kids
to.
baseball, even if it's on TV, they will just gravitate towards it. And you can follow the ball. You can follow the ball.
Yeah, you can. You still need some kind of
We're just little dogs at
exposure.
that age, Pookie.
Oh, I know. You want
can
to chase the
just
ball.
follow
Yeah,
the
yeah.
ball. Chase the ball.
Chase the ball, fetch it, bring it. Sure.
Yeah. I don't know. That's where it starts, though, I think.
But you need another person to play with. You can't just do it yourself.
Well,
So
that's
you
where
need
Papa
to.
comes in.
There you
Generally,
go.
if you have a good dad, like I did, they will take your love of following the ball out to the backyard and
Yeah.
start to get you a little wiffle ball bat and tee and start
From
teaching
there.
you how to swing.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a great story.
It is. This is such a cool story, and I love stuff like this. I love seeing the game grow beyond the natural borders. The best player in the game right now is from Japan, in Shohei Ohtani. And, you know, since the Dodgers seem to have cornered the market on Japanese international free agents lately, I'm glad to see the Padres are trying to keep pace by exploring other markets. Because I think when it comes to us competing for the Japanese player, we're going to lose. Right now, I'm not saying other teams in the league don't have a chance, but like if the Dodgers are hosting you with dinner and they already got a stable, like who are you going to join? Are you going to go with your like-minded stable, or are you going to try and be different? I would say 99 out of 100 would join the stable. Now, the one that tries to be different is the one I would keep my eye on.
Yes, exactly.
The one that goes against the grain. I was really hoping that was going to be Roki Sasaki, and we were wrong. And look what's happened. This was the news article portion of this presentation, but I wanted to point out there's a company in Hungary called MTM Studio, and they put out some kind of a press release, and there was a little bit more interesting information in it. And this is all on some kind of Hungarian company website, but this press release was in mostly English. And the headline read, "Historic moment, Márkó Morua signs the first Hungarian MLB contract." So very similar information. Now, I'm not going to read this whole article and read the repetitive information. But this is where we learn about his Cuban baseball heritage in the family. It says, behind Marco's success lies his family's Cuban baseball heritage. His father, Roberto Morua, has Cuban roots. Marco's grandfather, Antonio Morua, came to Hungary in 1964 as a student and eventually settled in the country. Antonio Morua is considered the founding figure of Hungarian baseball.
That's nice.
That is very cool.
It's nice to have that in your pedigree, really.
Well, I mean, it doesn't mean that you're going to be a Hall of Famer one day.
No, it does not.
It's just a cool thing now that you're taking what your grandfather brought to Hungary and taking it back to America. Okay, it says today Roberto Morua works within the Hungarian Baseball and Softball Federation and has long been involved in leading and contributing to Hungary's national teams. So similar information, but this is where it gets interesting.
Well, they have a national team. I wonder how that team's going to do in the World Classic.
I don't know if they've ever been eligible
I
or
don't
played.
think so.
But I'm going to have to go back and look now. Anyways, this is some interesting information we did not get in the news article. It says development in San Pedro de Macorís, and that is a city in the Dominican Republic. Marco trained at the Base Heat Academy in San Pedro de Macorís, a renowned baseball development center. The city is also the hometown of Padres star Fernando Tatis Jr. Oh, there's a little connection to the Padres. I wonder if they have crossed paths yet or even know of each other. It's interesting because we know Fernando spends time there in the offseason. It has a legendary status in the baseball world, producing talents like Robinson Cano and Sammy Sosa. So there's a long history of baseball people that come from this city in the Dominican. Dominican baseball academies play a critical role in MLB talent development. Out of 30 MLB teams, 28 maintain academies in the Dominican Republic. So that's not exactly all of them, as the previous article said.
Sure.
But that's pretty damn close, providing young players with full-scale professional training. So
that's nice.
It's a huge hub.
Maybe
Huge hub.
Tatis's dad works over there.
Possibly, he is the swing whisperer,
Yeah.
the hitting doctor.
Not for his son, apparently.
Well, for everyone else, maybe there's something about you can't listen to your dad's advice, I guess, right? All sons.
It's the age thing.
Yeah.
You have to grow up.
All right. Well, more interesting nuggets here. The San Diego Padres international strategy. In 2025, the Padres had a $6.26 million international signing bonus pool. And we know that from the Roki Sasaki discussions because they were probably going to have to dedicate a significant amount of that money to him if they were to sign him. In recent years, the franchise has pursued an aggressive international development strategy, signing top prospects like Johan De La Cruz for $1 million bonus and Carlos Alvarez for $1 million bonus. Marco's signing perfectly fits into the Padres' global scouting strategy, which reaches well beyond traditional baseball markets. Yes, it does seem like they are. I like that they're having to kind of dip their toe into these other markets in order to maybe keep pace or maintain pace with the Dodgers, if that makes sense. Because if all of Team Japan is going to sign with the Dodgers eventually, then we have to find different prospects to court. As Marco's sports massage therapist, who has been supporting him for several years during his time in Hungary, I am extremely proud of this historic achievement. Now, I want to make note, there's no author attributed to this, so I have no idea who this sports massage therapist is who wrote this press release for MTM Studios.
AI?
At MTM Studio, I have always seen his special talent and dedication. I hope that my support and our work together have contributed, even in a small way, to his physical and mental readiness for this huge step. And this is hilarious to me that a 16-year-old has somewhat of a personal massage therapist at his age to help with his physical and mental training to become a baseball player. Is this where we're at in society?
Well, sometimes you need a...
I'm not saying it's a bad thing, by the way. I'm just saying, have we reached the point now, like where if you want to become a Major League Baseball player, that as a teenager, you need to have a personal trainer and a massage therapist?
I don't know about that, but
it doesn't hurt to have access to it, is what you're saying.
It doesn't, but at the same time, do you really need it, or is it just something that is provided to you because you're part of some organization?
Yeah, let us know what you think in the comments below. Is this gimmicky, or is this something that actually gives you a competitive advantage over other 16-year-olds?
Maybe.
I'm just curious where we're at on this one. Okay, this was fun. Inspiration for European baseball. Márkó's contract represents a new hope for European baseball. Very Star Warsian, Nika. It proves that the talent can be found anywhere in the world, and with the right support and hard work, anyone can achieve their dreams. And, you know, that is a very Star Warsian theme in a way when you think about it, because Luke in the original Star Wars comes from nothing. He's a farmer just like everyone else is in the world.
Well, this kid comes from something, so.
Well, he does. He has a famous grandfather with ties to the country and baseball, so it does help. But nevertheless, you still have to put in the work to get to where he's now gotten. And the article finishes this nugget. It says, this success may inspire other young European players and potentially increase MLB's interest in the region. Now, that's something that's exciting to me.
That's cool.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Looking ahead, while Márkó is only at the very beginning of his career, his potential is undeniable. Padres fans are eager to see how this young talent develops in the competitive world of MLB. With the proper support, Márkó could become a key figure in the future of the franchise. What a bunch of fluff, huh, Nika? The contract is a reminder that baseball is truly a global sport, and Márkó's story is an inspiring example that with the determination and talent, anyone, regardless of origin, can realize their major league dream. This historic moment marks not only a breakthrough for Márkó, but also a new chapter for the entire Hungarian and European baseball community. The end. The reason why I wanted to include all this is because Jeff Duda, who I have no idea who he is, but his Twitter handle is International Baseball 24, INTL Baseball 24. And he wrote in response to Mike Rodriguez's original tweet about this, that this is huge in all capital letters. Love to see more countries in Europe being looked at. This is also probably not the last Hungarian player that will be signed. There are a couple more really talented players at 14 years old in what is by far Hungary's greatest generation of talent. Europe on the rise.
I agree with that part, but at the same time, you got to invest in those countries. You got to invest in countries that never heard about baseball and build the programs from ground up. Otherwise, this is just empty words.
100% agree with you. You know, this is at a time, if I'm someone at Major League Baseball and I'm reading about the signing and all the, you know, history with the grandfather, I'm doubling down on my investment in Hungary. If I have one at all yet. If I don't have one, I'm putting one in there tomorrow. Because you got to capitalize and strike while it's hot, right? You don't get these windows too often. And the whole goal at the end of the day, if you're Major League Baseball, is to grow the game internationally.
Oh, I agree with you. The problem with this is like you put so much effort into do the stuff outside the country and you forget about stuff that's in the country.
Well, that is true too. You cannot do that. You got to find balance. Mm-hmm. You got to find room for the inner city kids to get them baseball equipment too.
Right.
You know, like they don't have cleats. They don't have bats, balls, mitts. Everything's expensive.
And that's the problem with baseball.
Yes.
Not just here, in other countries. You got to have some capital in order to play baseball. When you look at the basketball, soccer, football, you really don't. Maybe not football, but soccer. You just need a ball.
Well, you bring it up. You know, basketball, you need a court, but you just need a ball.
Right.
And you can run back and forth. And you only need one ball. Mm-hmm. You don't all need your own ball. So only one kid in the neighborhood needs to have a ball.
Yep.
And soccer, you just need a ball, and only one kid in the neighborhood needs the ball, and you can just run until your heart's content. You can make goalposts out of pretty much anything, cones, sticks. We used everything when we were kids, so we've been there. Great points, and yeah, as much as I love growing the game internationally, I do hope that we continue to grow the game at home too, because we've lost people here at home with baseball, and there is room to grow at home. Mm-hmm. All right, good stuff. Great news for the Padres, I feel like. The only thing I guess I'm wondering now is who are they going to sign next that comes out of nowhere. All right, well, let us know what you think of this signing in the comments below, and thank you for watching. Keep it here for all the latest MLB, WWE, and NFL stories of interest.